Every day at noon he came, not for food, not for water, just sat, a lean border collie with a coat of black and white, paws clicking on the cracked asphalt of the Shell station in Juniper Hollow. He'd settle by Pump 3, staring west down the highway, dust swirling around his still frame. At 12:17 sharp, he'd tilt his head, ears perked, eyes narrowing on the horizon, then nudge a faint scratch on the pump's base with his nose. A ritual unbroken. The wind rattled the price sign, its numbers flickering in the heat, a distant semi's rumble fading into the haze. Cass Riley, 27 and hollowed out, watched him from behind the counter, her apron streaked with coffee, dust clinging to her boots. She'd been here 2 years, running from a life shattered by loss. Her nights spent in a trailer out back, avoiding her own shadow. On March 26, 2025, she leaned on the register, breath fogging the glass, the dog's gaze locked on the road. "What are you after, Mutt?" she muttered, but he didn't flinch. A sentinel in the desert sun. 3 years back, Cass's world broke when her fiancé Jake died. A trucker with a grin like sunlight. He'd found Scout in a storm drain one rainy night. A soaked pup with eyes too big for his head. "Guess we both got washed up, huh?" Jake had grinned, tucking him into the cab. That June, he'd kissed Cass goodbye by their Vegas pickup, Scout at his heels. "Wait here, boy," he'd said, tying his leash to a post. Pump 3's twin back home, ruffling his ears. "Back in a week, babe." His rig jackknifed on I-80. No survivors, just twisted steel and silence. Cass had stood by the wreck, wind tearing at her hair, screaming till her voice gave. His sister, Tara, 17 then, vanished a month later, grief driving her off, leaving Cass with a ring she couldn't wear and a voicemail she couldn't play. She'd fled to Juniper Hollow, a nowhere dot off the map, to work the station and dodge the past. Scout appeared 9 months ago. No collar, ribs sharp, dropped by a trucker who shrugged, keeps haunting Pump 3. Cass paused. Could she handle a stray with her own seam splitting? But his steady gaze held hers, calm when hers shook, and she let him stay. Scout was her shadow now. Mornings he'd trail her from the trailer, nosing her broom, paw prints trailing in spilled gas. Evenings, he'd sprawl by the cooler, ears twitching as she counted change, her voice low. Slow day, huh? That March noon, heat shimmered off the lot, the sky a bruise of blue. Cass watched him pad out, sit by Pump 3, hit 12:17, nudge the scratch, and stare west, the wind tugging a loose top. Once, a semi nearly clipped him, tires squealing, but he darted back unharmed, returning next day, unyielding. Truckers tossed scraps. Locals tried to coax him. One old-timer roped him to a porch, but Scout chewed free, back by noon. "Same spot, same look," she murmured. But his eyes stayed fierce. The station buzzed. Truckers grumbling, locals chatting, the bell chiming. But Scout's vigil stood out. Every day, Pump 3, 12:17, the scratch, the stare, gas fumes curling around his fur. Clerk shrugged. "He's waiting for someone." Cass tracked it, her notepad scrawled with times, curiosity gnawing. She'd lost Jake to the road. Scout lost something too. She felt it in his rigid frame. One blistering evening, Scout froze by the pump, ears up, a growl rolling out, 12:17, long past. Cass stepped out, squinting, a shadow flickering on the highway, then gone, dust dancing in the breeze. He whined, nosing the scratch, hackles up. Her stomach flipped. Jake's laugh by their pickup, boots thudding dirt, flashed sharp. She'd buried that sound, but Scout's growl dragged it up. By dawn, she grabbed his scruff. "Show me, pal!" She walked him west, dust coating her boots, the station shrinking. He pulled past a mile marker, halting at a ditch, pouring sand. Cass knelt, brushing a faded blue bandana, knotted Jake's way. Her breath hitched. He'd worn one like it, loose around his neck. Scout tugged her to a turnout, barking at Scrub. Her phone's flashlight trembled. Denim scraps, a keychain with a truck charm, tangled in brush. Her chest tightened, Jake grinning. My lucky rig. Okay, bud, she said. Let's see. She called Deputy Ortiz. Found stuff off 95, dog-led me, maybe tied to someone. Ortiz sighed. Could be junk. Just come, she said, hanging up. Scout paced the trailer that night, whining. Cass couldn't sleep. The bandana on her table. A quiet cry. She drowned Jake in silence. Her fault he'd rolled out. His whine cut through. Morning, she leashed him. Back at it? Ortiz arrived. Boots heavy. A rookie trailing. Scout led. Unearthing a cracked phone. Jake's. Her face his lock screen. Ortiz bagged it. Could be anyone's. Cass's jaw tightened. Not to him. Scout growled, circling a boulder, barking at a hollow. Cass knelt, flashlight piercing, a woman's wallet, ID inside. Tara Riley, lost at 17. Her chest seized. Tara's grin at their last barbecue. That's hers, she said, voice cracking. Ortiz radioed the sheriff. Scout sat guard, a semi's horn fading, his huff weary. Back at the station, Cass brewed coffee, hands shaky, replaying that summer. She'd begged Jake. Road slick. Lost him. Tara bolted, her note scrawled. Can't stay without him. Months in, despair hit. Cass screamed at Scout one night. He's not coming back, got it? Kicking gravel, but he sat firm, staring west. Later, whiskey bottle in hand, she'd slumped, ready to pour, until Scout's paw pressed her wrist, steady, till dawn broke. New owner Vic Rollins stormed in that week, a slick Vegas transplant. That mutt's a liability. Shutting pump 3. Cass snapped. He stays. Vic backed off. The pump stayed. Scout unyielding. Ortiz called. Phone's his. DNA on the wallet. Van tracks. Tara's prints. She survived. Drifted. Cass's knees buckled. Scout steady. DNA on the bandana might confirm. A week later it did. Tara Riley, stranded south, alive till recently. Cass found Jake's phone in evidence, battery faint, and pressed play on an old voicemail. Hey, Cass, if you're hearing this, I'm a dumbass. But I love you. You're strong. Hell, stronger than me. Her sob broke, Scout whining soft. Days passed. Scout didn't show. Cass panicked, searching the lot. He's gone, tired out. Her hope crumbling. She sank by pump 3, dust swirling, ready to quit. Then, that evening, he padded back, slower, a figure trudging behind, lean, sun-bleached, limping. Tara froze mid-step, eyes catching the faded 3 on the pump, whispering, "He really waited here all this time?" Scout dropped beside her, whining, tail thumping. Cass squinted, hesitant. "Do I know you?" The woman smiled weakly, voice cracking. "You used to call me your sister." Cass froze, then nodded, eyes brimming, diesel and sage, Tara's scent flooding back. Scout leaned in, tail sweeping dust. "You know him?" Tara nodded, tears falling. "Jake's dog. I taught him to sit by the pump waiting for Jake's rig. I'd say, wait right here till he's back. He knew it. He believed even then. She'd trained him at their old station, a game till it turned real. A breakdown stole years, but Scout's nudge broke through. He waited, Cass whispered. Tara's eyes older now. She stood there, Scout nuzzling Tara, and saw it. He'd stopped, not from weariness, but peace. He'd found her. Months later, Cass sat by the pump, Scout beside Tara, a graying shadow in Juniper's dusk. Tara mending told survival tales, hitching south, losing herself, Scout listening, calm. Cass trained her for shifts, Jake's keychain in her pocket. The Juniper Gazette ran it. Stray's vigil reunites lost family. Flowers piled by Pump 3. A sign rose for Jake and Tara, found by Scout. One dusk, Scout poured the dirt by the pump, unearthing a weathered chain. Jake's old pendant, a tiny rig hidden all this time. Cass held it, and in its glint, she saw it. Jake swinging Tara in circles by the pumps, Scout barking joyfully in the background. It hit her like thunder. That world was gone, but Scout had carried its heartbeat here. She knelt, voice breaking. He never forgot. Not him. Not you! Not me! Scout's eyes caught the sunset, fierce and true. Then he turned, lying down with his back to the highway for the first time, done waiting, home at last. Tara knelt beside him, whispering through tears, "You can rest now, baby. We're safe." And at exactly 12:17 the next day, Scout didn't move to the pump. He didn't need to. What he'd been waiting for had already arrived. From that day on, the highway no longer pulled them apart. It led them home. And in Juniper Hollow by Pump 3, they stayed, all of them. So, viewers, sometimes what looks like waiting is really love that never gave up. And sometimes that love leads you home.